All right, so staying in line with Rio sending me stuff. Hey, Dad, what do you think of this? All right, Rio, what's next on the menu here?
All right, we're gonna listen to one of your favorite guys,
One of my
Doctor.
favorite guys. I see him already. All right, let's hear Dr. Mike, what he's got to say.
Whole body training is probably best for almost everyone who is trying to get the health benefits, longevity benefits, aesthetic benefits, and so on and so forth. One recommendation is to choose exercises that involve large muscle masses, like close grip bench presses, push-ups, overhead presses, upright rows, squats, deadlifts. These are the kind of movements that train multiple muscles at the same time.
So Dr. Mike is talking about compound exercises, which are exercises that move more than one joint. Well, obviously, you're using multiple muscle systems and it's more of a complete workout. He likes total body training. He likes compound movements. And I recently posted something on our favorite, not the best, our favorite style of training. So let's talk about the best workout. But before you go best workout, it's like I always ask, what is the purpose? Because everybody says this is the best. Really? The best for what? And then it starts falling apart. So I don't like that. I like to go to the source and work from the bottom up, from the slab. We're building up. We're not just throwing walls on sand. No, because that falls apart. Okay? So, number one, what is the purpose of your workout? Very important. Very important. Do you want health? Do you want fitness? Or do you want performance? Because there are three different outcomes and three different approaches to training. If you want health, minimal is needed. Minimal is needed. If you want, don't believe me, athletes normally live shorter lives than the average population. The more abusive the sport, like combat and football, the shorter the lifespan. So the more you're abusing your body, the shorter the lifespan and the shittier the quality is later in your fifth and sixth decade of life because you've beaten the shit out of your body. All right. And coincidentally, I did a little research on Shaolin monks because I'm into that. Long story short, I wanted to go. Long story short is I wanted to be a Shaolin monk when I was 15 and I applied. So enough. So this is how far back the curiosity goes back. So I look at their training. I look at the kids that are 8, which is by all measures child abuse, what they're doing to 7 and 8-year-olds, and then the Shaolin monks. Well, it turns out, okay, in case you don't know, there were two types of monks. There were philosophical monks that wrote the scriptures, that wrote the Shaolin Bible, the holy scriptures. And then there were fighting monks that protected the temple, okay, and protected the assets, the scriptures and the monks. The Shaolin monks that were philosophers, all they did was chill, meditate, and write. They, by some accounts, lived longer than the fighting monks, which abused their bodies. Now, the fighting monks had higher levels of performances when they were training, but into their fifth, sixth, and seventh decade of life, they're out. So just a little something for you, all right? So health, if you're looking at health, you're looking at walking, and if you work in a ranch or a barn or something, you're done. You go here, you walk there, you pick that up, take it over here, bam, done. If you are a FedEx or UPS driver and you're going up and down picking light stuff and medium level stuff, you don't have to do 200-pound deadlifts or nothing. You can be healthy and live forever with no joint issues and no wear and tear. Fitness. Fitness is a spectrum. You can do the minimum fitness, which gets you closer to health, or you can do the maximum fitness that gets you closer to performance. So if you're in fitness, trying to set records at Equinox or LA Fitness or Lifetime or one of those places with your boys, trying to squat 400 and shit, all right, that fitness is going to kill you. If you're on the other side, like where I'm at now, you train with your friends, total body, okay? We do 4, 5, 6 sets for the legs, for push, pull, shoulders, arms. That's it. 4 or 5 sets. And you do that 3 times, you're in that 15 set per week range, which is beautiful. 10 to 12 reps, okay? So that's what I'm doing now, and it's just the minimal that I need to stay toned, to stay healthy, and no more, okay? So if you're there, you're good. You can be at the lower level of fitness and be super healthy. You go to a higher level of fitness, you're going to have problems. And if you go into performance, like for example, be a combat athlete, rugby, and all that, and you do that for 20 or 30 years, I'm telling you right now, life won't be good for you in your later years. Yes, some people will genetically get away with it because they're able to, but most people will suffer. Most people will suffer, and the quality of their life will diminish into their maturity, and their lifespan will be shorter. That's just science. Okay, so what is the best workout? Okay, for what we like, for what we recommend as personal trainers. We train people that want to be healthy. Okay, that want to be healthy. That's 60% of our clientele just wants to be healthy. So these are the general recommendations. All right, strength training, 2 to 3 times per week. 3 to 4 sets per muscle system. Every day, the entire body gets worked. Why? Because you're giving it smaller dosages that it can recover from quickly, and the frequency makes up the volume. And if you miss Friday, you still have 2 good days. And if you miss Wednesday and Friday, you still at least have 1 day where you touched everything, so you don't lose. If you do just legs on Monday, number one, in order to get something out of the legs, you got to beat it so hard that it takes you a full week to recover so you can hit it again on Monday. And if you miss Monday, you're done with the legs. So that bodybuilding thing is good for bodybuilding, but it's not really good for health and fitness, okay, unless you modify it. So we like that, 2 to 3 times per week, 3 to 4 sets per muscle systems, legs, push, pull, shoulder, arms. Done. Bicep, triceps being armed, okay? All right. We also like functional training. So we do the same thing. How do you do it? So you'll do a leg press and then do a TRX recline pull. Or you do a leg press and then you do a T push-up. You see what I'm saying? So you do a traditional exercise for one body part and you do a functional exercise for another body part, all right, in the rest period. So it takes you, let's say, 20 seconds to do the leg press for 10 reps. Nice and slow, bang. Then you get up, you just walk to a station, you do T push-ups for 10 reps. That takes you another 20 seconds. So you're 45 seconds in. And then you rest for about a minute. So you're doing 2 sets every 2 minutes. Okay? So if you work 40 minutes, all right, you're doing 20 sets. It's a shitload of stuff. If you're working for an hour, you're doing 30 sets. Got it? So very good. Good stuff. Rep range, 10 to 15 reps. Easy. Can you do 30? Yes. Can you do 8? Yes. 10 to 15. Easy. All right? And then you do your cardio. What do we do for cardio? I like 2 to 4 days. What do you do for cardio? For fitness and health, I like the least amount of impact possible. Most people can get away with jogging all of their life, but if you have an epigenetic where that impact wears away your knees, you don't know until your knees are worn. So my options are walking, biking, swimming. You can go stationary, you can go outside if you're in a beautiful place, whatever. So I like that. My favorite is biking. Totally non-impact, good range of motion on the legs. You can go, if you're going up a bridge, you get a little cardio. If you're going down, you get a little rest. It's beautiful. I just want circulation. I don't need VO2. I don't need none of that shit. All right? So that's where my mind is at. Now, I get it. You see, I trained the big dogs, and the big dogs were beating their asses. Why? Because they're going for an ass beating. Said specific adaptation to impose demands. So if they're going for the ass beating, I got to get them ready for the ass beating. That means I got to beat their asses here. But I do it metabolically instead of with sparring. You know, so I say get your sparring down. Do more technical. Do more shadow boxing so you can ingrain the strategic and technical aspects of this fight. You can ingrain them without taking a beating. But they don't listen. They go spar friggin' 3-4 times a week and hard wrestling and shit like that, and they all end up overtraining, and it's a friggin' mess. That's why I got to tell you, the truth is, I'm liking the MMA training less and less because I'm tired of going upstream with this whole industry of abuse, of romanticizing the warrior ethos. Let me tell you something, man. The warrior ethos, let me tell you where you end up. Outside of King David and maybe Attila the Hun, all right, all warriors end up alone, broken, and dead early. outside of one or two in the history. So this whole warrior, romanticizing the warrior ethos is bullshit. That's all testosterone alpha bullshit. That is sounds interesting, sounds good, but at the real essence of it, nah, no. It's not. That's not the way I. Don't look at yourself as a warrior if you're a fighter. Look at yourself as an athlete, and things start to change. All right. So more is not better. Okay. Train the minimal amount that you need to get the results that you want. Train like the way you buy a car. You know the car you want, you go to 3 dealerships. This one says 50, 55, 60. You go to the 51. Why? Because you're not paying any more extra for what you need. Look at what you need, health and enough fitness to move around, then do that. You'll live healthy, you'll live happy, and you'll live long.